Hello everybody, my name is Marlo and welcome back to TekTopia. I hope you're all doing well today. We are starting this episode off over here by my sheep and cows who I've hidden away from the rest of the village, as this doesn't look particularly good, but I've got some cyan dye and some light grey dye which I'm just going to put on a few of these guys because we're going to be using a little bit of this later on in today's episode. One of the only problems with running a village in TekTopia is that when you need to get stuff done at night time, you can't really just sleep through the night or you're going to have a bunch of unhappy villagers. I'm sure one night wouldn't hurt every now and again, but I'd rather let them rest, to be honest, so they're not all grumpy in the morning, can't be dealing with grumpy villagers. But I don't really have much wheat to breed up those sheep, so I am now trying to place in a bunch of seeds. I think I found quite a spot over here. Let's pretend we don't see all of those mobs over there, and I'm just gonna hoe the ground as best as I can. Hopefully I don't get blown up in the process. At this point, I'm beginning to think I should have set up one of those semi-automatic micro farms. That probably would have been a whole lot easier. Well, there's a bunch of bold sheep. I will now continue to come back and shear them and breed them up a little bit until I have enough of the cyan, light grey and white wool. I don't really even need that much, but can't hurt to have a lot of sheep, can it really? How you doing, cows? Enjoying yourself? Probably not. Anyway, I now need to go on a little bit of a resource gathering trip because I am seriously low on sandstone. I think I have like less than 3 stacks, so I'm going to go tear apart the inside of a mountain, and I might get a little bit of terracotta whilst I'm at it as well. So I would say we are about 75% done with the village. We still have a little bit left to fill in, not loads, but there's a good chunk left to do. So I honestly, to be quite frank with you guys, am running a little short on ideas. I do have some, but I'm not overly bothered about them. I also have some from your guys' suggestions in previous episodes that I have noted down which I want to get to, but I don't have enough ideas to finish the whole village. So this episode I am asking you guys to drop some suggestions down in the comments. Anything you'd like to see me build in the village. It can be a TekTopia building or completely unrelated and purely cosmetic. Just anything that you think would fit within our desert village here. Let me know, flood me with ideas, and yeah, we can get those creative juices flowing once again. There is something so satisfying about breaking sandstone. For a start, you don't even have to place a beacon down to instant mine it, which is super helpful. But not only that, the sound and the speed of the mining, you get so many resources. This is everything I've managed to get in 15 minutes maybe. So yeah, that probably will do me maybe for the rest of the village. Probably not actually. I'm sure I'll have to come back out to here or somewhere nearby and dig some more sandstone. But anyway, I've got enough for now. Certainly enough for today's episode. We can start to head on back to the village, which is in this direction maybe. Here we are back in Asteria, flying on in. Everything seems to be in working order as I left it. I don't know why things would be different, but yeah, let's get straight into the episode, guys. So something I need to do today whilst making all of this and doing all of our building is actually checking the houses for hearts. I have such a bad habit of forgetting to do that, and it's really taken an effect because at the moment I think I have one. I hear one. I heard a twinkle. Where is that coming from? Hang on, I don't have 1 heart. I may have 2 here if I can get lucky. Is it in this one? I don't know. We're going on a hunt for a heart. Twinkling has stopped. I don't think it's this one here. Oh, that's really annoying. They're so difficult to find, but yeah. Oh, it's definitely in this one here. It's not in this one here. Ah, there we go. I can see it through the wall. Yeah, I now have 2 hearts, so making good progress already. But we are on the quest at the moment to get, if I can show you here, 100 villagers. And at the moment, we only have 76. So yeah, still got plenty more to go. So I need to make sure I keep an eye out whilst making the episode here. I think Larry has found a new hobby. He's given up on putting his head through the window and instead is sticking his head through the ceiling. Can you see his ears from the roof? Ah, I'm really hoping you could then. So, yeah, don't know if he's stuck here, but he seems to be enjoying himself once again. If he's still here in a little bit, I might push him off, but I won't disturb him for now. But we're actually in here to spawn our only 2 hearts because we actually have 4 spare beds in the village. So we're going to spawn these 2, let them grow up whilst I do some building. We are going to build another kitchen. We already have one above the tavern, the under and out bar and inn, but that only holds 2 chefs, I believe, and honestly, food supplies, I wouldn't say they're dwindling, but they're not exactly flourishing. I haven't traded any of my meats in with the merchant in a very long time, and I don't know if the fault, I say fault, it's not really their fault, it's mine if anybody's, but I don't know whether it's because we don't have enough chefs or enough butchers or enough ranchers. So I think maybe in today's episode we can get a few more of each of them. Maybe not butchers, they seem to be pretty busy all the time, plus there is only one butcher's building at the moment, and don't know if we're going to have time to get to that today. But we're going to start off by making another kitchen, and we're going to have room for 3 more chefs in this one, so hopefully that should help out a little bit, and even if it doesn't, it should be a pretty cool build nonetheless. So this is what we've got going on. Admittedly, it's quite square, yes, but then isn't most of the builds in this village square to some degree or another? But yeah, this one is pretty much a perfect square. It looks fine though, I'm not too worried about it. And I've done the inside, so let me show you around real quick. And I've gone for a little bit of a restaurant feel, although I don't really want to call it a restaurant, as this village is meant to be set quite far down the line in human history, so I don't think restaurants are really a thing. Could be wrong with that, but yeah, more of a bar or a tavern, or it's a restaurant, let's be honest. We're just not going to call it that. So we got many chairs by the table here, and then some plates and some drinking cups, and then over here is the actual kitchen with some gaps so you can actually see the chefs cooking up your food, which I think is quite cool. And yeah, pretty much out here just a whole bunch of furnaces. We've got 3 crafting benches for the 3 chefs that we're going to spawn in and hire, and yeah, a whole lot of furnaces. And quick question for you guys who play TekTopia and are quite knowledgeable about it: would my chefs be able to use the furnace in the corner over here? It doesn't really matter if they can't. I mainly just put it there so it looks, you know, flush with the rest of it, all the furnaces. But yeah, kind of curious if I managed to sneak another one in the corners here, but if not, the 14 I think we've got on show will be more than enough. And then we've just got a little bit of storage up here on the wall for all their food, cutlery, plates, and any other necessities a kitchen could possibly need. Now I've spawned in 2 more children, so we currently have 4 of the little mischiefs running around that will eventually turn up into nomads, not nomads, nitwits, that's the one, but not just yet. They've still got a few more days left of childhood, but I thought we'd go ahead and buy the tokens for them anyway, as well as the kitchen token. That's probably overkill. I'll be surprised if I spend that amount of emeralds. So let's we'll go to you first. Please don't disappear on me. So we're going to get 3 chefs. That's pretty pricey, nearly a stack and a half of emeralds, so we'll get 2 there, and then he's gone somewhere. We'll get another one there, and then the other child is going to grow up to become a rancher, which I don't think's too expensive of a token. No, only 16, so that one there is absolutely fine. Still got a good amount of emeralds left to buy the other kitchen, which I'm guessing is going to be pretty expensive. I don't know where it is. Somewhere along here we're looking for a cake, right? Or a soup bowl, kitchen. Okay, 8 blocks of emeralds and another 3. I think I got enough for that. Indeed I do, so there's the 8 and there are the 3, and we can run along I guess and place this down. And yeah, the chefs that currently do work in the village will now use this from time to time until we have the other ones, and they'll just kind of chop and change between each of them, most likely whichever is closer. A necromancer has decided to pay us a visit. He once again has spawned outside of the village walls, so I'm having to deal with this by hand. I'm hoping someday soon we can have one spawn inside the actual village wall so that the guards can then fight it and have a bit more of a battle. But yeah, when it's outside of the walls like this one is, I just kind of have to deal with him myself, because he can still destroy stuff from the outside, but the guards can't actually get to him. So yeah, it's kind of up to me when it's like this, and that was very easy. A few days have passed by in-game, and as you can see, speeding away, our children have grown up into nitwits, so are ready to be given their tokens, so I'm going to hand these out to all of them, and then using this wool I've been gathering up, we're going to start work on what should be a pretty cool build. So what we're building up here is a little marketplace with some individual stores, and I thought the best place for this was to be as soon as you walk through the front gates. It's just right there in front of you, so that's where I'm placing it. And I'm actually taking quite a lot of inspiration here from Whip. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know of his channel. If you don't, I'll try to put it in the cards or something. I would highly recommend it. He is a fantastic content creator and an incredible builder. His videos consistently inspire me, like one did a few weeks ago where he built some market stalls in his own desert desert village in his survival world, and I really liked how he went about doing them. Less of a uniform, all of the market stalls looking the same apart from the colors changing or something like that, and more of a all of them being a little bit different and not too uniform. They're all kind of just fence posts have been chucked in the ground and then some sort of cover had been put on top, which is pretty much what we're doing here. We're putting some fence posts down in a varied order for all of them and then bringing up the wall so that it looks like it has just been placed on top and getting it to look somewhat realistic. I don't know how well I've actually done that. And then pretty much on each of the colors, we're doing a separate color just kind of chucked in there a little bit so it's not all of the same sort of stuff. I haven't gone with too bright a thing. We're just using cyan, light gray, and then white, which I think doesn't stand out too much but isn't too horribly bland. You guys will have to let me know about that. We can always change it up a little bit if you guys think we should do that. And yeah, now what we've got to do is kind of decorate the insides and make all of the stalls have an individual purpose, but we're going to hop back into first person mode for that one. Last episode, I was telling you guys how important location can be for a build, and our marketplace here is no exception to that rule. We've got a big grand entrance here going into the village, which is barricaded off at the moment because it's nighttime. We've got that there to stop any too high monsters walking in. Obviously that wouldn't be here in the day when the people are coming in to sell stuff, but we are immediately greeted with our nice market stalls, which have all decorated nice and fancy. And yeah, I just really like how this looks. As soon as you walk in, we've got this right in your face as well as the town hall just behind it. But let me show you around each of these individually and I kind of explain them a little bit. So this one right here, the long one, is our fisherman's stall. He's come in to sell some fish that is cool. And if this were to be 1.13, I would put some live fish in some like water sources here, but we're only in 1.12, so there's quite a few things I'm missing out on that got released in 1.13 and 14 that I would have used for this type of build, but we've got plenty of options in 1.12. We should be fine here. So over here is the blacksmith selling lots of armor and tools and weapons and whatnot. And then we've got some sort of farmer, maybe some chicken farmer who's come to sell some cooked chickens, some eggs, and then some live chickens to hand off to the ranchers. This poor little guy's in a cage. I've attached them both with leads. This guy doesn't need it, but I feel like if they're on leads, the rancher is not going to come and collect them. That's why I'm hoping anyway. And then over here we've got maybe a florist or some sort of gardener who's come in to sell saplings from faraway lands that we wouldn't be able to get a hold of here in the desert, and some other flowers and whatnot, and some just general foliage. And then the last one here is our gemologists. What's it called? Store. Market store. Apparently that is what you call someone who sells jewels and gems and that sort of thing, and jewelry. So we haven't really got any jewelry per se, but we've got some nice shiny blocks over here. Expensive that is. And yeah, just hanging some like crystals down from the top here, just as something. I don't know. You got to use your imagination a little bit with this kind of stuff. But as you can see, we're not completely done here. We still got a big wide open gap in the middle. I'm going to put a few more things in, probably drag a pathway on through. So I'm going to get to work and see if I can make this look even cooler. A few extra details have been added in, and I am really happy with how all of this is looking, and honestly it's just inspired me even more to finish this whole village, purely so I can walk around and just get immersed into this world. I think it's going to be quite something when we're all said and done. But yeah, let me show you what I've added. So first things first, I've added a pathway coming through, the same design as what we had done. If I just go and show you, I've put it in all of the town hall here, the same as we've got going on this bit here, just birch and sandstone mixed in with the sand. Pretty simple, but yeah, just makes it look well trodden on basically. So the other thing I've added in here is a nice little fountain here of sorts, what I imagine to be like a drinking fountain or like a washing station where you'd come and like splash your face with water, reach into that hole and chuck it over yourself. And just a couple of flower pots around here I think looks quite cool. A little carriage that somebody's been pulling, an extra barrel that they're going to store in their stall somewhere. Very simple little design, but I think looks quite effective. And then lastly, my favorite little detail is this this painting easel over here. It's pretty difficult. I don't think I was able to get the armor stand to go any more into the trapdoor. I'm sure there was a way I could do it and push it into the exact amount. But yeah, it was tedious enough to get it to look like this. So I'm pretty happy with this. I don't unfortunately have like a portrait painting for a 1x1 here. This is meant to be like the person sat down getting their painting done and then the artist can sit here. So I've just got a desert one. Maybe there's nobody that wants their painting done at the moment, so he's just painting what he kind of sees in front of him or sees behind him maybe. I don't know. That's just my desert painting, and I really quite like that. I think it's pretty cool. I hear twinkling. There it is. Another heart. I've only got 3 or something at the moment, so still got a few left. I've done a fair bit of collecting this episode. I have been quite vigilant in listening out to those twinkles. Any more nearby over in what I'm considering to be a little housing district. This is where I seem to be putting most of my houses, in this little area over here, but didn't hear any when I flew by there. By the way, Larry the llama here is still stuck, so I might actually push him down because I feel kind of bad for him. Go on, bud, down you get. You can go stick your head through a trapdoor again. That probably was getting pretty boring up there. I've just finished reading and replying to all of your comments from episode 27, and guys, I hear you loud and clear. You want a bard. I asked you guys if we should get a bard in that episode. I wasn't sure whether we were going to do it or not because it can be a little loud and annoying, but many of you said that we should, so that's what we're doing here. Well, not here. Right now we're building up a house where they're going to stay in because we don't have any free beds anymore in the village. And yeah, so this is where they're going to be staying. It's just a quick 6-person home. Did originally intend it to be a 4-person, but I could cram 6 beds in there. We had enough floor space, so I thought, why not? 84 emeralds is how much a 6-person home costs now. It's pretty expensive. Thankfully, getting emeralds is honestly quite easy at this stage. I've got like 8 stacks of these, with these included, so near 7 stacks now, I suppose. But yeah, there's our home token. We can go put this down, and I'll show you very little with what I've done on the inside. This house is going to be very highly trafficked. There's a lot of people walking through. What is that word? Is that even a word? I don't know. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Did not mean to do that. My bad, Remora. Whoops. What a bad mayor I am. But yeah, they like to walk through here a lot because this is all open and it's kind of in their path to get to wherever they want to go. I feel really bad about hitting that villager. Yeah, so as you can see, really not too much going on the inside here. We've just got some beds and then a nice little table in the middle here that they'll all sit around and chat on. And yeah, this is exactly 72 floor spaces on the bottom now, so can't really do too much more with this. Let's go ahead and spend some of those well-earned emeralds. So we need the tradesman here, and I would like a bard, butcher, rancher, and enchanter. Say that 4 times fast. So first of all, we'll get our rancher here. Got our children ready to spawn in. We need a bard, very expensive token, but it'll be worth it, I hope. Hopefully not too annoying. We need a butcher. Hopefully this is fine. We do only have 1 butcher's building with now 3 butchers once we spawn them in and give them the token. So hopefully that's not too crowded. We can always make another next episode if that does happen to be the case. And we want another enchanter because I have so many unenchanted things at the moment in the storage room, so I don't think it would hurt to have another one of these. But now we can run on over to the storage room, to the house that we just built, and place some of our children down. I do only have 4 hearts, so unfortunately this is all we're going to be able to do. But yeah, we can spawn the next 2 in next episode. Some time has passed now, and those 4 children have grown up into 4 nitwits, and the first one here is Bedrich Gilmore, who is now another blacksmith. No, he's a butcher, not a blacksmith. That's probably very obvious from all the blood. Next up, we have Norris Talandro, who I'm trying not to misclick here, but he is going to become a rancher. This over here, if I can catch her, is Caskia Gullscream, who is now the village's first enchantress, which is pretty cool. And last but not least, we have Joe Cascajaro, who is the village bard. I am ready for all the noise you're about to make, my good friend. Flute away. Oh, there he goes. doing his little run and dance as he plays the flute for the rancher. Oh, how I have missed those sweet, sweet songs. I just found a diamond pickaxe that has mending on it in my storage room, so of course I took it. Gonna combine it with my other diamond pickaxe here that doesn't have mending on, so thank you very much, free mending pickaxe. Don't mind if I do, cheaper that way around. Yeah, I love it when I find a good mending tool in the storage room. Really nice find every now and again. Oh boy, this is what I've been waiting for a long time. Well, not that long actually, but Everyone's flooding into the tavern, as you can see, the under and out bar and inn. And yeah, this looks really cool, having everyone packed in here. I probably need a new tavern. I think all of the chairs are full up. Maybe I should sit behind the bar, actually. Yep, our bard is playing by the note blocks that we did hide behind all of these item frames and stuff, so it fitted in a little bit, kind of. So that's good news that he actually registers that as his note block to play with. The people living downstairs are going to their inn part of the tavern. Chefs are downstairs from working up in the kitchen. I really love this, and yeah, hope you guys do too. I know we did the tavern a long time ago, but it's one of my personal favorite builds in the village. Oh, big lag spike then with all those particles from the chairs from the bard. I bet the villagers are absolutely loving it. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it today. Thank you ever so much for watching. I really hope you did enjoy it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.